Today, we're going to talk all about RV tires, from how to decipher the markings on their sidewalls to monitoring tire pressure while riding down the road. But first, we're going to have to play our intro. Quick disclaimer before we get started. Prior to making any changes to your RV's tire setup, we recommend reviewing your RV owner's manual and getting advice from an RV tire expert. Your tire has a lot of information printed on their sidewalls. Have you ever wondered what they mean? Let's go ahead and take a few minutes and get that figured out. We'll be looking at tires that are most commonly found on Class B, C, and A, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Tires are made for all types of vehicles, and what type your tire is designed for is displayed on its sidewall as ST for special trailer, P for passenger, and LT for light truck. Next is the tire's width, measured in millimeters. This tire's tread is 225 millimeters wide. Now on to the height of the tire's sidewall. This marking is displayed as a percentage of the tire's width. The sidewall height for this tire is 75% of the tire's width of 225 millimeters. So this tire is 169 millimeters in height. After the sidewall height is the construction of the tire. R is for radial, D is for diagonal, and B is for bias belted tires. Next is the wheel diameter in inches. This tire's diameter is 15 inches. Now let's find out when this tire was manufactured. Look for the DOT stamp, and to the right of the stamp you will find 4 numbers. The first 2 digits represent the week out of the year, and the last 2 digits represent the year. So the 0417 on this tire tells us that it was manufactured in the 4th week of 2017. On the other side of the tire, we find the maximum tire pressure rating. This tire has a maximum cold tire pressure of 80 pounds per square inch. Next is the tire load index. Light truck and special trailer tires may have 2 load index ratings. This is because these tires may be used on vehicles with dual rear wheels. In this example, we will only use the first set of numbers when referring to the load index. The maximum load that this particular tire can support is represented by the numbers 117. On the load index chart, 117 equals 2,833 pounds. We can multiply this number by the number of tires on the RV to get the total maximum load these tires can support. It's important to know the weight of your RV so you don't exceed these load limits. Also, the maximum load your tire can support will decrease when you decrease its pressure. If you inflate your tires to a pressure less than the maximum PSI, refer to the manufacturer's website to get the maximum load rating at its current cold pressure. Now for your tire speed rating. The speed rating is usually found next to the load rating. This tire has a speed rating of N, which is 87 miles per hour. Also found on your tire sidewall is the load range. This identifies what your tire's equivalent ply is and the maximum tire pressure. This tire is equivalent to a 10-ply tire and has a maximum pressure of 80 psi. Now that you know what the markings on your tires mean, let's talk about what to look for when inspecting them. First of all, you'll need to check your tire's tread, because having enough is essential for them to perform properly. And Goodyear's auto service website says that a tread depth of greater than 4/32 of an inch is good, and that 2/32 of an inch or less means they need to be replaced. So how can you determine your tire's tread depth? Easy. The change in your pocket or cup holder can do that for you. If the tread depth touches Washington's head on the quarter, then you have at least 4/32 of an inch. And if the tread depth touches the top of Lincoln's head on a penny, then the tread depth is 2/32 of an inch and should be replaced. Next, inspect the tire sidewall. What you're looking for is any cracks, abrasions, or bulges. Moving on to the valve stems. Check the base of the valve stems look for cracks in the metal or the rubber. If your tire is constantly losing air, you possibly have a slow leak, and this should be addressed immediately. Have them repaired at a certified tire repair shop or get them replaced. Don't just keep adding air. Let's talk about air pressure. Your tire should be checked regularly for proper air pressure, and this should be done prior to driving so you get an accurate cold tire pressure reading. Inflate your RV tires to the recommended pounds per square inch, PSI, and the recommended tire pressure can be found in your RV owner's manual or on your tire manufacturer's webpage. Use a quality calibrated analog or digital tire gauge to take these readings, and always take care of your gauge. Store it in a safe place and don't drop it. Your RV's tires won't do you any good if they aren't on your RV. The wheel nuts need to be tightened to the owner's manual specification to ensure the wheels stay on your RV and to prevent tire damage. When you're towing a tandem axle, turns put stress on the tire and can loosen the wheel nuts. So, use a torque wrench to tighten your wheel nuts to the proper specs. Make sure you have the proper size socket to do the job so you don't damage those wheel nuts, and then tighten the wheel nuts in the pattern specified in the owner's manual. Also, new tires and tires that have been rotated and placed back onto the RV must have their wheel nuts checked for proper torque at the mileage specified in your RV owner's manual. And a quick tip, when you're finished with your torque wrench, wind it down to the minimum setting before storing. A loaded torque wrench, if stored for long periods of time, can weaken the wrench's spring. Waiting for an emergency isn't the time to search for the location of your RV spare tire, determine its condition, or its current air pressure. Before hitting the road, review your owner's manual to determine the location of your spare tire and how to remove it. This information is useful whether you plan on changing the tire yourself or you're calling roadside assistance to do it for you. Also, your spare tire will do you no good if it's in poor condition or not at the proper PSI, so inspect it prior to hitting the road. And now for a tire accessory that will give you an additional peace of mind while traveling in your RV. We recommend purchasing a tire pressure monitoring system, or TPMS, for your RV's tires if it's not already equipped. We use the Tire Minder Smart TPMS system, and this system allows you to monitor your RV's tire pressure while driving and immediately alerts you to any loss of tire pressure. This accessory is essential in identifying slow leaks, flat tires, and blowouts. So do yourself a favor and purchase a quality tire pressure monitoring system for your RV and read the owner's manual and determine if you need to upgrade to metal valve stems when making this modification. I hope you gained some valuable information from this video, and if you have any additional questions on anything discussed, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so you won't miss our next video. And until next time, we'll catch you down the road. Take care. Next, let's inspect the tire So, tighten your wheel nuts and the owner's specified rotate and put back, and there's bop, 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 bop.